Hi. First of all, I wanted to thank you for considering participation in this important study. You are receiving this video because you have scheduled a virtual visit to discuss the informed consent, which is the process of learning more about the study before consenting to enroll. You should have received a copy of the informed consent document to review in advance of your virtual visit. This video serves as an additional guide to walk you through most of the major items in the consent document. We hope this will help clarify things that may be unclear and highlight things that you may want to ask questions about during your virtual visit with the study coordinator. The study is designed to test a vaccine against SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19 disease. We already know that vaccination reduces the chance of developing symptomatic or severe COVID-19 disease. But we do not know if vaccination is able to completely protect people from becoming infected. We also do not know if vaccination can prevent a person once infected from transmitting the infection. This study will use the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine to try and answer these important questions. About 24,000 students across the US will take part in this study. From these, about 12,000 will be enrolled in the main group, which is what we are going to discuss now. Students who join the main study will be assigned by chance to one of two groups. One group will receive the Moderna vaccine immediately. The other group will be asked to delay vaccination until study month 4. It is possible that COVID-19 vaccines may become generally available during the study. If you are assigned to the delayed vaccination group, we would ask you to delay getting vaccinated for 4 months until the end of the study, so that the study questions can be answered. If you are not comfortable delaying vaccination, this study might not be right for you. During the study, both groups take daily swabs of the nose and complete weekly symptom diaries. You will also need to continue twice weekly COVID-19 screening swabs through the UC San Diego Return to Learn program. In addition, there will be 3 blood draws. Overall, the study lasts about 5 months, and you must be available for follow-up during this time. If you join, we ask that you refer at least 2 close contacts. These should be UCSD students living on or off campus that you see frequently with close physical proximity, like a roommate or co-worker. This will form the prospective close contact group, or PCC for short. This study will use the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine, which is available under emergency use authorization. In the phase 3 clinical trials, the vaccine was 94% effective at preventing symptomatic COVID-19 and 100% effective at preventing serious COVID-19 disease. There may be side effects associated with receiving the Moderna vaccination. The most common symptoms are tiredness, pain in the arm, headaches, muscle aches, joint aches, and chills. These are usually mild to moderate in intensity and last 1 to 2 days. Rarely, a vaccine can cause an allergic reaction, which is severe and life-threatening. You should tell the study coordinator if you have ever had a bad reaction to any injected medicine or vaccine. We do not know about risks associated with pregnancy or breastfeeding and the Moderna vaccination. We also do not know how long the vaccination will prevent infection, or if this vaccination will affect how you respond to future vaccinations against COVID-19. People who agree to participate will have a 50-50 chance of being assigned to the immediate vaccination or the delayed vaccination arm. This process is called randomization. If you decide to join the study after considering all the potential risks and benefits, you will sign the informed consent. After that, we will also ask you some additional questions to find out if you are eligible for the study. If you are eligible, you will receive an email with instructions on how to download the electronic diary or e-diary onto your phone or tablet. You will complete a series of questions in the e-diary about your health history, what medications you take, your age, race and ethnicity, and where you live. If you become part of the study, you will have 3 visits for blood collection and 2 visits for vaccination over the course of about 5 months. Some visits are remote and some in person. At visit 1 in week 0, At your first visit, you will receive instructions and supplies so that you can perform the nasal swabs that are required for all participants every day for 4 months. You will also get instructions on the e-diary that you will use to record your daily swabs. We will ask you to drop off these swabs at the Student Health Services on the UCSD campus, which is the study location. At this first visit, you will also have a blood sample drawn, and you will be told which arm of the study you have been randomized to, the immediate or the delayed arm. At visit 2, also in week 0, if you're in the immediate vaccination arm, you will receive the Moderna vaccine dose number 1 within 7 business days of your study randomization. If you're in the delayed vaccination arm, you will not have a second visit at this time. At visit 3, which is in week 4, if you are in the immediate vaccination arm, you will receive the second dose of the Moderna vaccine 4 weeks after the first. If you're in the delayed vaccination arm, you will not have a visit during week 4. Visit 4 is in week 8, and at this point all participants will have a blood sample collected. Visit 5 in week 16, all participants again will have a blood sample collected. If you're in the delayed vaccination arm, you will receive the Moderna vaccine dose number 1 at this same visit, or within a few days of that visit. And finally, at visit 6, which is in week 20, if you're in the delayed vaccination arm, you receive the second dose of Moderna vaccine 4 weeks after your first dose. Throughout the study, we ask that you continue the UC San Diego Return to Learn testing at least twice weekly. If you test positive for SARS-CoV-2, please tell us as soon as possible. If you cannot come to clinic for some reason, we may ask you to collect blood yourself using a small device called Tasso On Demand. We would give you everything you need to be able to do this. We have included a link here so that you can see what is involved in using the Tasso On Demand blood collection system. The device sticks to the skin with a light adhesive. When a button is pressed, a vacuum forms, and the device pricks the surface of the skin. It then draws blood out of the capillaries and into a small collection pod. This pod is then mailed to the study using the packaging that is provided. Finally, you will complete a daily questionnaire in the e-diary that asks about the results of the SARS-CoV-2 tests taken with Return to Learn or at other locations. This takes about 5 minutes to complete. The vaccine study procedures and visits are provided at no charge to you or your insurance. You will be compensated up to $500 for your time. This includes up to $100 per month for swab collection and e-diary completion, plus compensation for study visits and blood draws. The amount of money you receive each month depends on how many of the daily nasal swabs you perform. In any month, if you complete less than 50% of the required swabs, you would receive no compensation for that month. If you complete 50 to 75% of the required swabs, you would receive $50. And if you complete more than 75% of the required swabs in a month, you receive the full $100. As part of this study, we will ask you to give a referral code to other UCSD students that you are in frequent close contact with, like roommates or co-workers. We want to ask these people to enroll in another part of the study called the Prospective Close Contact, or PCC group. They will complete weekly e-diary questionnaires and perform twice weekly COVID-19 testing under Return to Learn. If you become infected with SARS-CoV-2, we will ask you to share your infection status with your PCCs. They will then be asked to fill out additional questionnaires for 2 weeks, as well as take nasal swabs and self-collect blood. If you know someone who also enrolls in this study, they may ask you to enroll as their prospective close contact. It is okay for you to enroll both in the main study and as a PCC, but you will only be paid for your participation as a main study participant. If you develop SARS-CoV-2 infection, you will be asked to identify any additional close contacts other than the PCCs that may have been recently exposed to you. We will ask these additional contacts to consider joining the study. These contacts, who are not part of the PCC, are known as the Case Ascertained Close Contact, or CACC, cohort. These people do not need to be UCSD students. These people will take nose swabs for 2 weeks and be asked to provide blood samples. Your blood samples will be used to see how your immune system responds to the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. Your samples may not be labelled with your name or other identifying information. The testing on the sample may include genetic testing. The researchers will only study genes related to the immune system and coronavirus, not all your genes. The tests are for research purposes only. The CoVPN group will continue to store your blood samples after the study finishes. After the study finishes, the CoVPN requests to use the leftover samples in other studies and share them with other researchers. You do not have to agree to this, but the samples may provide additional information and benefit in our understanding of SARS-CoV-2 infections. Some information such as race, ethnicity, sex, and health information is retained and linked to the sample. Further research may include investigating your genes, including the whole genome, to understand how people respond to infection. It is your choice whether or not to join this study. You are free to leave the study at any time and for any reason. If you want to think about the study before deciding, that is totally fine. You may want to talk to your friends, family, or doctor to help decide. If you decide not to join the study, or if you leave after you have joined it, it will not change your medical care or your standing at UCSD. If you do join, you do not give up your legal rights. Importantly, you cannot be in this study if you are enrolled in another study where you receive a study product. There are risks and benefits involved with being part of the study. As with most research, there is a small chance that your private information is accidentally disclosed. In addition, we are sometimes required to report conditions by law such as SARS-CoV-2 infection, pneumonia, and vaccine-related complications, which could lead to loss of privacy. There are risks such as bruising, pain, and fainting associated with blood draws. Nose swabbing could cause discomfort or minor bleeding. Sometimes studies cause anxiety or emotional stress, and some questions may make you feel uncomfortable. If you are assigned to the delayed arm, you may increase the duration that you are susceptible to SARS-CoV-2 infection, and therefore the complications of COVID-19 disease. Although hospitalization and severe COVID-19 disease are much less common in people 26 years of age or younger, it is possible that delaying your COVID-19 vaccine could put you at greater risk of COVID-19 disease. If you are considering participating in this trial, you should consider the potential risks of being randomized to the delayed arm. This includes not only risks to yourself, but also the potential risk to anyone you may be exposed to over the next 5 months who has not been vaccinated, particularly people you may see on a regular basis. You should also consider whether you wish to travel and whether you may find that you are restricted in some way because you are not vaccinated. These are potential risks that should be considered before you agree to participate. In terms of benefits, the study may help you receive a COVID-19 vaccine earlier than you would otherwise be eligible. In addition, the study is designed to answer important questions that could improve people's quality of life generally and make our community safer. Your health is important to us. If you get sick, we want you to tell us immediately, and while this trial does not provide COVID-19 specific healthcare to people who become ill, we will do everything we can to help you find the care you need. The study is covered by a US government program that may provide compensation for a serious injury or death that is related to study participation. As you can see, the informed consent is a detailed process. We want to make sure that you understand the study thoroughly before you agree to participate. This video is an introduction to the informed consent document. You will next meet with a study coordinator who will review the entire document and give you a chance to ask any questions that we have not been answered by this video. We thank you again for considering this important study.